Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second final game of the first ever Entrapment Championships. IndianTechSupport is up one game. This is a best of 3 setup after winning the first game on the arena of their choice. They're going to be playing in red against Team Elsoma in blue, who get to pick the arena for this round. First final game was played on an arena by Maloma, and Team Elsoma have also chosen an arena by Maloma. Here is the mining station. In a testament to just how good these teams are at avoiding any unnecessary damage, we're in round 8 already and they only have half a heart of damage on Ganonman. We've had creepers, bows and arrows, blazes, shulkers and endermites, skeletons, witches and cave spiders brewing, and TNT in the chest this far. And this TNT trap we've seen before from Team Elsoma in this tournament. They've had a little bit of trouble getting the timing just right, but it's been effective for them before. Let's see how they do this time. In the other arena, IndianTechSupport have set up some form of clock with a dispenser mechanism and disabled it by a pressure plate. It's right next to spawn. They're now probably filling it up with all kinds of spawn eggs. We've had a bunch of different ones after all this far, and they are ready to get going here as the round switch is coming in. Back on their side, Team Elsoma have set up a couple of iron ore blocks as a lure, trying to get IndianTechSupport to stay around. And just as the switch is about to happen, a witch is spawned in as well. That will certainly cause some delay, and IndianTechSupport's spawner has spawned lots of skeletons and some cave spiders as well, keeping Team Elsoma busy. The witch is dead, Chromatus has been poisoned, has sustained the spawn safety, the others rush out, there's a TNT goes off, does hit them, but it was set a little bit deep, only does half a heart of damage to each one of them. Still a good start for Team Elsoma, who are now trying to get out of spawn, battling the last few of these skeletons, having a bit of trouble. Elsoma is still in the spawn area trying to get out, has to back off after being hit once with an arrow. That is a heart of damage to him as well. Backs all the way back into the spawn zone and finds a different way underground back out into the arena. Later on in round 9, Team Elsoma were still trying to get back to the spawn zone. That's another half heart from an arrow from a skeleton there. And they're gonna have to back off quite significantly to the back of the arena. Long range shots coming in, trying to take out these skeletons now. He actually bridges over with some iron ore there. Not sure if that was on purpose or not, but that seemed like a little bit of a waste. Real long range attacks coming in here now. They're trying to get back to set up some form of traps, but now they're all the way back to the far end of the arena. Not very good for them. They really want to get back to the spawn zone and set some proper trap up. They have a couple of team members who are underground there and probably can't get up either. By the looks of things, they've also not been able to reach the loot chest from this round, and that contained redstone components. Could be really useful down the line. Good news is there are still some skeletons around this spawn area as we head into round 10 though, so IndianTechSupport are now going to have to deal with them. Some of them are actually quite hidden behind some of these mechanisms, so Chromatus at least is just rushing out and going into the arena. Todesstimme takes 2 hits, 2.5 hearts as he's rushing out. Fabian is taking damage as well, and so is Chromatus. And remember, these are the skeletons that they themselves spawned in, so that is quite unlucky for them. All the way to the back of the arena they go. IndianTechSupport have fixed up the ground that was blown up by the TNT before, and Team Elsoma has taken and built on top of this an enclosure. Now they're spawned in witches, cave spiders, blazes, all kinds of things coming in here. This is going to be quite a mess for IndianTechSupport to deal with. By the looks of things, there's 1 witch, there are 2 cave spiders, and there's 5 or 6 blazes stuck here in this enclosure that has several rows of blocks in the way, so it could be tricky to deal with. A little bit of a sign posting, taunting action going on between the teams as well. And remember, There was TNT blowing up stuff here. Underneath is quite a hollow space, so there isn't really the option to go downwards and dig your way into the arena either. So this could be quite a challenge for IndianTechSupport. Countdown is happening. Round 11 starts there. Very quick response from IndianTechSupport. Water bucket goes down, starts damaging all of these places at once. Doesn't quite reach all of them, I don't think, but at least it gives them an opening to get out of this without taking much damage. The rest of the blazes have been put back to the far corner and they've made it out of there. They'll go out, they can pick up this water again, and that was a very slick move from IndianTechSupport. Now they are out in the arena and there's still some blazes left in there, and now that becomes a trap for Team Elsoma instead. In the loot chests we've had slime blocks and now observers. Later on in round 11, Team Elsoma have built a sheltered row here, put in a dispenser right there to spawn in mobs that are now protected from the sun. We know there have been skeleton spawn eggs in a loot chest before. Put on a lever to spawn in things, and now he needs to fill it up and spawn in a skeleton instead because he was holding shift when he clicked the dispenser. Now he has to run off into the back of the arena while that skeleton burns all the way back here. And that skeleton is now taking cover under a block there and stopped burning, so it's still a problem for them. Quite a problem for them. They still have a little bit of time to get back and get this done. Long range shots coming in on that skeleton who is standing underneath a block and taking cover from the sun, and now you can run all the way back to the front of the arena again and fill up this dispenser so they can actually spawn in the skeletons in the right location. Here they are coming in, a bunch of skeletons being spawned in right outside of spawn. Spread out a little bit there, and now they have a shooting gallery on the team coming in here as we head out into the switch of the rounds. Countdown to round 12, here it goes. Team Elsoma now need to deal with those blazes and witches, and IndianTechSupport need to deal with all these skeletons. They just start blocking it up, while Team Elsoma are trying to get these creepers to blow up. Not cooperating there, having a lot of problems trying to get them to blow up, and Zork the Great just decides to run in, takes a big explosion, gets launched into the air and lands, takes a bunch of damage from that. Not sure that was the best course of action, but he did lead his team into the arena for sure. Let's skip to the end of round 12. We had TNT minecarts in the chest for this round, and lots of these are still around. Now there's skeletons been added to this bunch, and IndianTechSupport now need to yet again deal with this situation. Also Endermites, and they can reach under those blocks. Kind of ironic that the Endermites would be the one mob that caused some trouble in this setup with all of these mobs, but there you go. And they need to take those out, and the spawn safety is low on this late round of the game, and they have to kill off those Endermites and then head out through an exit to the right. Let's skip ahead to round 14. Still some sign-based communication going on. We've had spiders and pistons in between in the loot chest, and this covered up row still contains one spider. And we have IndianTechSupport on this side to try to deal with that. They have to take cover and be very careful about this skeleton. If they want to build some new trap here around spawn, they have to deal with this skeleton first. They're digging out, trying to see if they can find an angle on that one skeleton. Chromatus is kind of peeking over the edge, trying to find it, digging out blocks in the back. Hasn't really found an angle to do anything about it yet. There's an opening. Lights it on fire. That's pretty smart. Now it's pretty much going to die of itself. And Fabian jumps down to deal a killing blow, and now they can start tearing this down and build whatever trap it is that they want to replace it with. End of the round. They haven't really built much. They have hollowed out a bit underneath, but there's not much in the way of a trap there. However, at the very back of the arena, they have built a flying machine. Not really sure what this is supposed to be, but it sure is fancy. That is going to travel the length of this arena, take a whole bunch of it with it as it travels. There doesn't appear to be any payload or any TNT for it to light or any such thing, so maybe it's just a way of showing the other team, hey, we can do complex redstone things, take a look at this, or maybe a distraction, who knows, but it is traveling the entire length of the arena, and Team Elsoma stop and watch and wonder this weird thing passing through all of the way over to the spawn zone of round 15. In the loot chest for this round, by the way, Silverfish blocks. And there we go, the flying machine has stopped at the far end of the arena and hasn't revealed any hidden trap on the way, so we'll assume that was just a fancy display of slimestone mechanics in this final. Now we're at the end of the round, and those Silverfish blocks sure did come into play. There is a large amount of them covering up almost all of spawn on this arena, and the countdown is happening. We're going into round 16, and now we have IndianTechSupport needing to deal with this wall of Silverfish blocks, but also Silverfish blocks behind it. They have their usual tactics. One person will break the blocks and pull the Silverfish away, but there are Silverfish blocks behind them here too, and that has caused a problem. And now several of them have aggro from these Silverfish, and their usual tactics don't really work anymore. There's 6 or 7 or so Silverfish loose here, and more are coming loose as they're trying to find another way. And remember, there's a hollow space underneath. They've broken up our block there. Silverfish dropping in, so are the players. Todestim is running off, trying to block off a path, but they have a way around it. And Fabian is trying to follow him, but there's tons of Silverfish in there. They're both taking hits from them, trying to kill them off, and that's going to release more of them. And Fabian is now stuck in the corner here. He's taking lots and lots and lots of damage from all of these. Can't seem to kill them all off, and now there's a huge swarm of Silverfish following him as he's trying to follow where Todesstimme went, trying to block up. Now he's stuck again, taking more damage, trying to break free, make a way out. Finally, Lasso gets out, but he's down significantly. They are now down to 1.5 and 2.5 heart. That was a massive health loss for both of them, and IndianTechSupport has to scatter as a massive swarm of Silverfish follows them into the arena. Now we're later in round 16 in the other arena. There were fire charges in the chest for this round, but Team Elsoma have opted to use the Shulkers that have held on to since round 4. They were in the loot chest for that round. Now they are coming into play on this arena, round 16, and this match is going long. Those Shulker bullets both impact there, and Zork the Great can escape back into the arena. Beginning at round 17 and now, IndianTechSupport are making their way out into this arena, and they appear to be clearing out the entire spawn area. They have something else in mind. There are Shulkers here. They should be able to hear them now, and they're definitely opening up a path. There's the first bullet being shot. Fabian takes a hit. Spawn safety protects him, but he's floating around at the ceiling now. The other two are trying to make some sense of this situation. Spawn safety is running out. Now it's time to enter the arena. World Border is coming in. There are Shulker balls flying still. One of them hits Todesstimme there, and Chromata is the only team member to make it out and block the path after himself. He can deal with these Shulkers that are on the outside. One is dead there now at least, and there is still one left here. He assaults that one, shields away that Shulker bullet, and manages to kill it finally. And one Shulker bullet left that he needs to deal with. There it goes. And the team should be safe. There is another Shulker left, but it is teleported into the hollow space underneath spawn, so it doesn't cause any direct threat to them right now, even though it's still firing. In the other arena, Team Elsoma are setting up a new trap using the zombie spawn eggs that were in the chest for this round. That's a Silverfish block though. Breaks it, places lava immediately and kills it that way. That doesn't cause any more of them to spawn, and now they have a dispenser set up there. That was very slick of him. And now he just needs to get a way out, but there is another Silverfish loose there, and that is going for Ganon Man, being led up there. He tries to hit it. That opens up another one, and they are forced away, take a little bit of damage in the process. And as it comes in, Zork the Great puts down another lava bucket and kills it off that way, and they can now go back to building the trap. Levers down on the dispenser. Stuff probably put inside. Oh yeah, here we go, zombies coming in, being spawned in. The Silverfish left this gap though, and the zombies are being put on fire from being exposed to the sky. Probably not what they meant to do. IndianTechSupport on the other hand have built up a massive structure of their own, covering up most of spawn now with a huge cobblestone structure. As Team Elsoma's zombies are burning away, they still haven't realized what the problem is. And there they go, they finally come to cover it up. In the process of building, IndianTechSupport have dug up a hole to this Shulker. Lone Shulker bullet is chasing the team, and Team Elsoma are trying to spawn in spiders. They don't have space to spawn in properly there. Trying to attack this Shulker, IndianTechSupport have just made it teleport up into the arena, and Shulker bullets are now flying. It finally gets killed there, and the remaining Shulker bullets can be dealt with. As Team Elsoma's spiders are going all over the place, they are not having a good time trying to get these spiders to spawn in properly. At least by the sound of things, some of the zombies have survived, not all of them burned, so the trap was not a complete failure, but there are spiders on the outside, possibly some of the inside as well, but at least this didn't turn out exactly how they meant, and now they're just reinforcing the outside by adding more blocks to it. Some of these are Silverfish blocks, do remember that, and now they're just using pistons and whatever other building materials they have to cover up and make more blocks for IndianTechSupport to break as they are coming in. Countdown is happening to the round switch. We're going into round 18. And here is IndianTechSupport. Now need to deal with the massive mobs. We have, as we thought, zombies and quite a lot of spiders actually. Lots more of these mobs have survived. They're going for their usual tactics with creepers being spawned in and blown up. And 2 of them down, lots of silverfish being let loose, but there are most of the problem dealt with. 1 more creeper that is refusing to blow up, here it goes, and there we had most of this problem dealt with. Just a few silverfish left and lots of them have fallen into that hole, and the rest of them need to rush out because there is the end of spawn safety. And they gotta run away from the world border. 1 knock on Fabian in the process brings him down to 1 heart, equal amount as Todesstimme have now, and they are not looking all that great in the health situation, but at least they made it out into the arena and they can go for the loot chest, which has zombie pigmen for this round. We're watching the other arena for later in round 18. Team Elsoma have put these pigmen to good use, and now they're shooting arrows down at them to aggravate them just before the countdown is done and round 19 starts. And now IndianTechSupport need to get their way through all of these angry pigmen. Start trying to attack them. That isn't making much headway, but what else can they do? They also have creepers. Try to get them to blow up. They are not cooperating either. And finally one is nope, not gonna happen. There one goes. Kills off lots and lots of pigmen, another one, and now there are a few of them left only, but they have let loose a whole bunch of silverfish and spawn safety is out. They're rushing off with silverfish, with pigmen following suit in a long train out from the spawn area. Kill off that 1 pigman that was remaining. There's a baby pigman coming through though, stuck in a little tray that kind of hides it from his view, and there goes Todesstimme, GG to him. Victim of a baby pigman, and Team Elsoma take the first kill in this game. We're later in round 19 now in the other arena. There were illagers in the loot chest for this round, and Team Elsoma are not letting up. Here's a new trap in the making, and dispensers set up here with those illagers, and they're just waiting to let them loose. Here we go, piston being pushed around by that at the same time. But the illagers have been spawned in a contained field just outside of spawn, and on their side IndianTechSupport have gone to just spawn the illagers out in the arena. They chase off after him and then are left standing clueless as the switchover happens. Poor confused illagers. Now IndianTechSupport are trying to make their way out. These Vindicators are attacking but then getting knocked down. That's not too bad for them. They have an angle on them there. And Team Elsoma are rushing out into the arena, not knowing that they are about to run right into all of these illagers, and now they have to rush back off, going into this little corner, and he has to stack up there. There's nowhere to go. And on top of this structure is safe from them though, so that is okay. They can avoid all of the illagers that way, while IndianTechSupport are still working away at trying to deal with these illagers. And they finally seem to have killed them all off and can start working on something. Nope, there are still some left there. And there's silverfish down there as well. They're just covering them up at this point. At least Chromatis is working on that. Chromatis is working on that, and Fabian is looking around, keeping an eye on these illagers, trying to figure out what they are about. Bow and arrow are out again. I guess he has an angle on the illager there. He wants to kill them off properly. Can't say I blame him. These are very, very dangerous mobs. Very difficult to hit down there by the looks of things. Chromatis is setting up a wall of pistons right next to him too. That probably doesn't help. And that's finally the end of that illager, and now they can focus on setting this trap up. And Chromatis is building away at this wall, and Fabian steps back inside of the spawn area through the world border, takes damage from that, and that takes his last heart. GG Fabian, what a way to go in this final. Skipping to the end of round 20, we have lava and magma blocks in the loot chest for this round, and now we're out of loot chests. We're gonna start over with the random selection because there are only 20 ones in total. Chromatis has now set up a massive amount of mobs inside of this spawn enclosure, and outside he's now spawning in a couple of witches. And here come Team Elsoma. They do their usual thing of blowing their way out of all of their problems. Creepers going down, blowing up, and lots of mobs getting killed that way, but they still have some to deal with. And lava going down as well to deal with the last of these silverfish, because now they are out of spawn safety and they need to make it out. Take a couple of knocks there, but they still had spawn safety. Gadaman just jumps into the embrace of this witch. He sure wasn't expecting a witch there, and they are now going out. Elsoma is stuck in the spawn zone. All he can do is stack up and hope for his team to come to his rescue. There are long-range shots coming in on this witch now. They don't really seem to have a clear shot though. Lots of arrows getting stuck in all of this geometry in between and in the pistons right underneath. Not a single one is hit this far. The other witch is just standing by to the left behind the structure. I don't think they've seen it. Now they have shots coming in on that one too. They at least land on target. That's one witch down. The other one has been knocked into the spawn zone and is not really visible from where they are currently. At least they can get to the loot chest this way, which is back to bows and arrows now. That witch is still in the spawn zone though. They're gonna have to do something about it at some point, unless they want to leave poor Elsoma standing on a pillar of cobblestone through the entirety of round 21. They have to try to get to it somehow. Zorik is running towards the spawn, going up the side of it. Not sure what... Okay, they're gonna try to block it up rather than attack the witch. That is probably a sensible strategy at this point. The witch has seen him though, comes out, and now fighting is the only option. And arrows coming down from Elsoma's up there. That's sure gonna help. They've lured it out now so they can kill it off. If they can just hit it, there we go. The witch is dead finally. And Elsoma can come down from his prison up high, and they can keep working on building a trap for this round. In the other arena, Chromatis has been busy building a massive wall of pistons with lots of redstone mechanics behind it, but we're running out of time at the end of this round at this point, and he has yet to hook it up to anything. He is working on pulling something out of the back. There are redstone wire going down now, but the countdown is just about to start. There's no way he will be able to make a clock or anything for it. He changes his mind, pulls out a spawn egg for blazes that were in the chest for this round, and spawns in a whole bunch of blazes outside of the spawn zone instead. It's probably not a bad idea. Not only is it a good trap, but it also can keep Team Elsoma from checking out his redstone mechanics. Lots and lots of fireballs coming in as the team is trying to run back. Some damage dealt there, and there are still fireballs raining all across the arena. Team Elsoma have been pushed all the way to the back. In the reign of the next round, we're watching Chromatis. There has now been a ton of lava poured all across this mess of a spawn, and shulkers are now going down. He's trying to get the shulkers out and place them across the arena. That's probably a good and sensible way. Now he has to run back because there are shulker bullets following him all the way back. And there is the switchover as we head into the next round. And now Team Elsoma are digging their way out of the spawn, trying to deal with this, hopefully not stepping into any lava. and also not getting shot by these shulkers, but it is a little bit hard to tell. They've decided to go upwards to avoid all this danger, put down a water bucket so they can swim upwards and get out on top, and there goes all of the shulkers' fire comes up. Elsoma takes a hit, floats away, and Elliot takes away the water, stranding his teammates in there. And now they're kind of stuck in this situation. This is a little bit awkward for them, trying to make their way out of here. The water makes one of the shulkers teleport away though, so that's a benefit for them. And they now can run into the arena. They're relatively free at this point. Next round, and Chromatus has now made what is certainly the most laggy and noisy machine and trap in the history of the tournament. There's a wall of pistons all being pulsed at once. The theory behind this being that the wall moves too quickly for the blocks to be broken. We'll see if Team Elsoma have pickaxes that are good enough to break them. That appears to be the case. This was more an annoyance than an effective trap, but it sure was an annoyance. That is very much noise and lag, but they have made it out fine. Round 25, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone further than we ever have in this tournament, and Team Elsoma have spent their last few rounds on this arena building a massive track all the way over to spawn. It now has rails and a dispenser. There are TNT minecarts at the ready. The switchover is coming any moment now. All they have to do is put down a block to trigger it. There it goes. A bunch of stacked TNT minecarts are crossing the arena, and Chromatus has no reason to fear anything. He can't hear. This is too far away. That's a massive explosion. Takes his entire health in one blow. GG. And Team Elsoma have equalized.